Hi there, Pisces. Welcome. I'm so glad that you've decided to join me for this reading. I'm Yetta Pearl, and this is my channel. And so I have been working to get my subscriber numbers higher. And so I'm asking you directly to hit the subscribe button. And as soon as I get to 100, which is close, really close, then I'm going to do a draw, and I will be gifting a free personal reading for some lucky person. And I will be the lucky one, really, because I will get to connect with that person on a deeper level. So I'm really looking forward to that. So this is your general angel reading for the week of August 16th through 22nd of 2021. So because it's a general reading, maybe there's some parts of it that won't resonate, but that's okay. That's just for somebody else. Just leave that and they will take that, right? All right, so we've got our cards here, and I've talked with your guardian angels to draw them in and to ask for the energy for your reading for this week. Wah! Okay, hang on. They're just flying everywhere. Okay, let's see about the rest of the cards. So as always, this reading is your guardian angels talking to mine, and when I receive the messages from my guardian angels, it just comes through, and so I kind of blurt it out, and you and I hear it at the same time. So that's kind of cool sometimes. Now, sometimes they do give it to me in a feeling or in a picture or something like that, so I have to translate it into words, but I don't change it ever. I just, just read the energy and give you exactly what I'm getting. So, all right. Let's see what you got here. Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is looking pretty good. It's looking pretty good. So first of all, let's start with this though. There's some kind of a wake-up call. It feels like some of you have received this already. So think about how your time is going. That there's something new that you've just learned. Some information has been presented to you, and you kind of went, "Oh, wow, I didn't know that," or whatever. However you reacted. Sometimes it was just, a little thing. It was no big deal. For some of you, it was a bit bigger. Either way, it doesn't feel like a calamity of any kind. It just feels like something you didn't know that you have to take into consideration now. It is something that affects you directly, is what it feels like. They're not really giving me any specifics. No, just something that you've learned or you're about to learn that's going to change your point of view. And so then you will just have things to consider some more again. Yeah. So just keep in mind that you have the power always to decide kind of how you're going to view things, to know what is best for you, how it's going to resonate with you going forward. Because this, like they just said, it will change things a bit. So, yes. Either way, okay, where are we going next? Angels here. Okay. It's going to feel like you're changing direction. So this shape shifting is something that does change you and the way you perceive parts of your world, and then the way you go forward from that point. For some people, it's really, it's dramatic. It's not drastic, but it is a little bit dramatic. It's a little bit like, wow, like that just, it kind of, it came out of nowhere. Like, what's going on, right? And it changes your perspective, like they were saying already a few minutes ago, and makes it so that you see the world in a different way. And so the shape shifting is not really changing you at a core level, but it's changing your perspective of something. And so just keeping that in mind, that you will probably want to approach things from a different way, with a different viewpoint going forward. Yeah. So they're really, they're not giving me any clues. Usually they tell me, that it feels like career, it feels like, whatever. They're really not giving me any of that stuff. I don't know what's the deal with that. So angels, the more detail you can give us, the better. And we'll just hope that'll come clear as we go through the rest of the reading. So however that is, whatever's going to change, you just need to take it one step at a time, right? Because now things will be a little bit different, and so it won't be quite as familiar. Oh, this is kind of cool. So it feels like in an area where you were complacent before, and you were kind of bored, and going through the motions because you've done this so many times before. It's like, I can do this in my sleep. Well, that's changing. It's gonna be different in some way, so that you can no longer do it in your sleep, and that's a good thing. It's shaking your world a little bit, and making you have to learn things. You have to learn new things. You want to keep your life interesting, so this is a really good thing. Thanks, angels. I liked that extra detail, that input. We still don't really know what the area of the life is, but it's good. Like it's new stuff, and it's you learning how to do something over again in a different way. Okay, now there's a little bit more coming in. For some of you, this is relationships. This is something that you were taking somebody for granted and not even realizing it. That's kind of how that goes, right? You don't even realize that you're doing that. You don't understand that other people might be changing too. And so now this is going to change things. It's going to make it so that you can no longer take them for granted, that you want to get to know them all over again. And you'll have to, because they've changed. They're no longer the same person they were. Yeah. So this could be a personal relationship. It could be a work relationship. It could be, it could be any level of connection. Could be people you consider very close to you. Could be somebody that you barely know, right? Either way, though, it will affect your life, and it will be somewhat of a wake-up call, and it will be something for you to definitely pay attention to, and to understand that things are not always how they seemed to you, right? Yeah. So it's time then to really sit with yourself. Oh, that just gave me a great big sigh. To sit, chill out, take a little bit of time separate from everybody else, because this, it feels like this is kind of gonna blindside you a little bit, and you're not gonna know how to handle this going forward. But you can learn how, and the answers are already inside of you. You won't find the answers talking to anybody else. Your angels are saying, do not do the dramatic thing. Don't do the blabbing it all to social network and social media and all that stuff. Like just chill. Step back. Not really keep it to yourself, but don't broadcast it, is what they're saying. And really get to know how this new thing affects you and how you're feeling about it. Like, what is, I'm feeling this confusion, this kind of like, wow, that came out of nowhere thing. But really it didn't come out of nowhere. It's just that you haven't been noticing. Yeah, so it's time to get real with yourself. Yeah, and really, really see what it is that people and your angels have been trying to show you lately, but you haven't been getting the message. Yeah, so it's time. It's time. Do this. Spend time alone. Spend time with yourself and see what it is that you need to change within yourself to be happier with yourself. Because this is the part that you'll come to understand, is that You know, when you feel like you really were taken by surprise by this thing, this wake-up call, and right at first you will think, sorry, there's a hornet or something here. Right at first you will think that, oh, that person really, really did a number on me. That person has changed completely, and now I don't know what I'm doing. It's not really that the person changed, it's that you weren't noticing. So you will come to realize that this all has to do with you and your perspective and how you were interacting with the people. Right? Yeah. Okay. It will be simple in the end. And well, okay, it's your choice. You could make it big and dramatic and all that other stuff. You could totally do that. You could vent to everyone who will listen. You could kind of say, like, I just don't know where this is coming from. But don't do that. Let it be as simple as possible. Let yourself take a moment, take a big deep breath, step back and go, okay, I got to figure this out. I got to go within and let it be simple. Let it come back to you. Let it come back to your reaction, your response, your attitude, your perspective. Yeah, big, deep week for you. And then try something new. Because now you've learned a whole lot about yourself. You've learned what wasn't working, apparently, right? So how do you want to grow into that? Yeah, do something new. Don't continue doing the same old, because it wasn't working. And you didn't even know it wasn't working, but now you do. So as soon as you know better, then do better. That's Maya Angelou used to say that. And it's your responsibility to yourself to keep growing and try something new and do better. Yeah, you're awesome. You can handle this totally. Feels like a shaking you up week, but you needed it. You were complacent, and life is going to be so much better after this. Yeah, you'll grow into it. It won't be immediately better. I mean, it'll take a little bit of time. And because just as much as you are going to be changing, then the people around you will have to learn kind of the new you and learn to trust you, right? And so it won't be instant. It will take a bit of time, but it'll so be worth it. I mean, totally be worth it. Yes. Okay, let's see. I've got the daily guidance cards here now, so we'll see what's one last bit of wisdom that your angels want to give you for today. For this week, I should say. Okay. Well, they're taking their time choosing this one. So, we'll see in a minute. We'll see in a minute how this is. So, your angels are saying, even though this week, this is why they're delaying that, because they had to send the rest of this message. Even though this week is a wake-up call, and it will be something that you won't realize has been an issue, but once you know it, then you'll realize that it's not brand new, it's nothing new. But they're saying that, like, it doesn't mean you're a bad guy. It just means you're human. You're doing your best, and you have been mostly doing your best, right? And so now it's just an opportunity to step up and be better, and be thankful for the opportunity to learn that. Some people never get that, or maybe they get the opportunity, but they don't know how to take advantage of it. They don't know how to backpedal a little bit in order to go a different way, in order to be different. And so you are so fortunate because you have this opportunity and you can take it, and that makes you awesome. Yeah. The ocean. If you have the opportunity, go get in the ocean or some other moving body of water. Fully immerse yourself. Let it wash away a whole bunch of that stuff stuff that has been kind of not flowing well. But it's time. It's like you're ready, and the flow is there and ready for you too. Also, this could mean drink a little bit of water, or like a bit more water than you've been drinking. Add a bit of sea salt to it because that assists your body to absorb the water. But letting yourself, even if you're just beside a fountain, will really help. Or get in the shower. The moving water has negative ions, and those are just so beneficial for our health. So go ahead and do that. Oh, sometimes they're reminding me, sometimes this means that you are low on iodine. So take some kelp. Yeah, if that resonates with you, then do that. Check, if you have a naturopath or something, then check with them, of course. Yeah, so getting in the ocean, the moving water is so beneficial. Awesome. Okay, so Pisces, can you hang around for another minute? I forgot to bring my globe out here, but if we can join together and just send a whole bunch of healing energy and beauty. Let's send beauty all around the whole world. That is amazing. That feels so good. Thank you for doing that, because I'm receiving what you're sending. Yeah. All that beauty. Amazing. Thank you so much. Pisces, I want you to know how much I appreciate you and how much I love you, and I will see you next week.